really curious for your thoughts on this whole pay-to-play model the U.S. has, because in my opinion, it's the one thing that holds us back when you think about how we develop our youth and you compare it to other countries around the world. Those financial obstacles just don't exist anywhere else. It's only here. So you experienced it firsthand, and it literally prevented you from improving your game. Do you ever wonder, like, how your game could have improved if that wasn't?
Oh, yeah, 1,000%. Like, during the summer when I'm just passing with the wall, those guys are going back and training full on with the whole team, right? They're doing it for 3 months, or even before soccer season starts, they're training with those teams. So they're getting better. They're getting better. They're getting better. And those coaches, some of them play professional. So they have connections. Whenever I'm graduating, I have zero connections. My high school coach only played community college as a goalkeeper, right? So his connection base is very limited. Those guys play professional, so they know everybody everywhere. But I thought about it. Back then, I didn't think about it because I just thought it was the reality of things. I didn't know people in Europe didn't pay to play on these teams. You just grow up in America. America's funded, built around money. If you don't have money, they don't care about you. So, I mean, today, I know coaches need to get paid, right? So I know that pay to play model will never fully go away, but I would like to see teams take an initiative and be like, hey, for this season, we're gonna, get 30 players or 25 players, whatever the number is, but we will have 5 additional spots to or whatever roster they have, but for them to have 5 additional spots that includes players that have never been part of any of the other academies before. And they don't have to pay, right? So it's more like a hey, we're gonna invite you 5. You guys get to play with us for this season, but if you can't pay next season, but thank you for coming. At least give other kids an opportunity to be a part of the program. Because I know it's probably not fair that, hey, I'm paying $200 a month. That kid is not paying anything. But when you know that, hey, he's just a trial guy, right? If you base it around that strategy, kids are less likely. It's going to be harder on them because, hey, you're a trial. But I promise you, out of that 5, if that one ends up being better than everybody, they're going to keep him on for free.
It's the unfortunate part of playing in this country, man. I mean, it really is. I mean, for me, it was injuries, but there's so many players who just either don't get the opportunity or they, just weren't able to afford the opportunity when it came, or, even worse than that, right? Just never even got noticed. They slipped through the cracks entirely because, they lived in an area where scouts didn't come to very often, or because there was no money, right? Or whatever the case may be. So it's actually insane when you think about it. I think it'll, like you said, I kind of agree with you. I don't think it'll ever go away because capitalism is at the core of who this country is as people. But I do think that, like you mentioned, there's probably some kind of model out there that we can create that gives those players that aren't able to afford it, at least some of them, the most elite of them, a chance to break into this system that's been up to this point just completely built around money.